Hello, this is Andrew with Australian Expat Loans, and welcome to this video on buying property in Australia and what are the costs for Aussie expats and foreign investors. I'm going to share with you how much deposit that you need in buying Australian property, but also what are the costs involved with buying property in Australia. How much deposit do you need? I'm going to use an example of a property purchase price of $500,000. As a foreign investor, you'll need a minimum deposit of 20% of the purchase price. So in this example, you will need $100,000 just for the deposit. The other 80% you can finance. Aussie expats, a little bit different. The lenders here will probably go as little as 5%, more commonly 10% of the purchase price. But again, in this example, $25,000 will be the minimum requirement. Now, the total cost in terms of the costs that you will need to cover, let's have a look at those. Lender application fee, I've just put a figure here of $600. Now with lenders that can vary from zero to thousands of dollars, but typically $600 will cover valuation fee. If you're buying in New South Wales, and obviously you have a number of states in Australia, but I'll just use New South Wales here and it won't differ that much. It's approximately $18,000 on a $500,000 purchase. Mortgage registration fee and transfer fees is a government fees which also need to be included. Foreign investors won't have to pay lender's mortgage insurance fee, but if you're an Aussie expat, just to give you an example, if you're buying with a 5% deposit on a $500,000 purchase price, you will probably need to pay a one-off insurance fee to the lender of around $14,000, but that cost can be included in the loan. Solicitor or conveyancing fees to complete the transaction for you, you're probably looking at around $1,500. And again, depending on which lender you use, there may be additional valuation and further fees. To give you total cost, if you're a foreign investor with a 20% deposit, you're probably looking at around $120,000, which is around 24% of the purchase price, or if you're an Aussie expat, around $45,000. Remembering it's only a 5% deposit in this example, which represents around 9%. So the interesting number here is that in both examples, above the deposit, you probably need around 4%. So let's round up to around 5% of the purchase price. So what that means for you to make some very simple calculations, if you're a foreign investor or an Aussie expat, no matter what your deposit is, add another 5% from the purchase price. So to give you another example, let's say you're looking at a $600,000 property purchase, and you've got $150,000 available as a foreign investor. Take away around 5% of the purchase price, which will cover your closing costs. So in this example, it's around $30,000. Because don't forget, the higher you go in terms of purchase price, the higher the stamp duty. So 5% should cover it, and that would leave you in this example around $120,000 for a deposit, which is 20% deposit, and in this example that would work. So just remember, easy, just add 5% of the purchase price plus your deposit. If that works out to be sufficient funds, you can proceed. Next step from here, well, you can do it yourself. There's plenty of information on the internet to research in terms of home loans or investment loans and conveyance and so on. But if you'd like some assistance, feel free to give us a call. You can call us on +61 2 9965 7292 or contact us online, which is very easy to do. Simply go to www.australianexpatloans.com.au. And also, if you need further information or want some further free information, you can download a free report on our website, which is a guide to buying Australian property, which will answer many of your questions. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you and bye for now.